To welcome you to the island, Jason.
Right, thank you. It's nice to be here.
I think it's fair to say that your season has been one fraught with injuries and several of your key riders.
Yeah, I think I must have rode over a lot of black cats that no one's told me about. It's unbelievable the way our season's panned out. I put a team together at the beginning of the season that I knew would be good enough to win most of our home matches, at least, and pick up about 3 or 4 away wins. And then we had the awful incident with Jade Mudgeway, who got taken off at Eastbourne, and doctor's advice was for him to actually retire from the sport, which was unfortunate, and it was a big blow to the team. Then less than a week later, after Jade's announcement, Ollie Greenwood decides that he's had enough. He was just sick of getting taken out by riders that just new into the sport and still learning, and he was having a fortune to pay out on bike repairs. To be fair, he'd also picked up on a couple of bad bangs on the head during the season as well, so that was another reason why he wanted to call it a day. Stephen Jones, we lost him the first meet of the season, who would have been one of the best second strings in the league, good enough for 4 to 7 points a meeting, and just then we were just our backs against the wall from the start of the season with Stephen as well. It's just been one disaster after another. Now Shelby's out injured, so Ryan Burton, he tried to come back last week. He's still injured, but he's had laser treatment on his hand twice over the last 3 days. So I'm hoping that Ryan will feel the benefit of that. Ryan Blacklock, I'm glad he's here today because he took a really bad bash on Sunday at Buxton, 2 big falls, and so it's the way it is at Buxton at the moment. It's like Cradley losing Max Clegg and Ashley Morris, and that's what's happened to us, losing Ollie Greenwood and Jade Mudgeway. We've had to muscle on and try and make the best of a bad job, really, in the end. So we might surprise 1 or 2 people before the season finishes. So let's see how we go, and I'm hoping we can maybe pick up something here. I'd like to think we could pick up something here tonight, and I don't see any reason why we can't pick up something from the otherwise. It'd be good too.
Although the Hitmen may be languishing on the lower league place in the league, it doesn't reflect the art and determination, not to say the effort that the old teams put in.
No, every meeting that all the lads are just they're riding the guts out to just try and get this next win for Buxton. I can't fault any of them. Yeah, we've had a little niggling problems where they've picked up a couple of niggling injuries and maybe had 1 or 2 bike problems along the way. That's cost us dearly as well. But no, they're all fighting for each other. They're all desperate for that next win coming along, and it'll be, when we do get that next win, it'll be like one big celebration because they all really want it. And we've had 1 win this season. That was away at Coventry beginning of the season. And that away win at Coventry, after what's all been going on this season, it feels like that away win was maybe 2 seasons ago now. It feels that long ago.
It's nice to see Lee Dicken back again after some time out of the sport.
Yeah, I've known Lee a lot of years now. He's been a friend for a lot of years, and his son's riding, so it's kept Lee in the sport by helping his son. He has been on a bike regular over the last few years, helping Kian, and with the way that our injury situation was at Buxton, I just said to him, "Do you fancy coming along?" He said, "I don't know. I'll have to have a think about it." Then, to my surprise, he says, "Go on, I'll come and help you out. Let's have a go." So that's good of Lee to come and help us out. Yeah,
that's a real true gent. And finally, you've got Ellis Perks as your guest tonight.
Yeah, Ellis. I've spent a lot of time with Ellis this season. I know what Ellis is all about. I know he can get some good scores. I've also done about 5 or 6 team managing duties for Eastbourne this season as well, so I know Ellis quite well this season. I've got to know him even better, and whenever we've needed a guest, I've always looked to see where Ellis is riding. I like to try and use the same guest as much as possible if I can, because that does help with team spirit as well.
Thank you very much for your time and thank you.
So thank you for joining us for the bonus edition on the end of this DVD This is some footage taken of the Wight Warriors versus Buxton Hitmen in their National League encounter here at the Andrew Uni Stadium at the end of August 2016. As we see the riders preparing there on track, just like to say that Speedway Portal wasn't able to get across due to illness at this meeting, so the footage is very kindly supplied by D&V Productions, who were present on the evening. Let's head over to the tapes and look for heat number 1. We see Mark Baseby and Chris Widman for the Warriors versus the Hitmen's Lee Dicken and Ryan Burton. Concentration in the riders is massive here. At the start of heat 1, Chris Cass walks away. Tapes are ready to go up, a little bit quick on the outside than the in, and it is Lee Dicken hits the front in white, closely followed on the outside by Mark Baseby and Chris Widman there packing in third place. Mark is shaping up for his usual move around the outside of turns 3 and 4. Is he going to make it work? As he does all year here at the stadium, right the way around the outside of Lee Dicken, and he's into the lead and a lot of space between them as well. So, closely followed by Chris Widman. Can he manage to pull off the same move? You see Mark do it right in front of him a lap earlier. Chris is now positioning himself on the outside, and there we go. Chris takes second place, and that is how it stood for the rest of Heat 1. So it was a 5-1 for the Warriors as we start this encounter. So heat number 2 sees the new reserve pairing down here for the Warriors. Nathan Stoneman and Layne Cupitt. Layne is taking David Wellinger wide. It's allowed Nathan Stoneman to come up the inside, and the two Warriors are away for a 5-1 at the moment. But David Wellinger is very close to Layne Cupitt. He's hugging the inside line, which isn't the line to take around 3 and 4. As we see Layne putting some distance between them. Nathan Stoneman is flying out front. Look how far he is already away from the guys behind him. So we've got Nathan Stoneman in first, Layne Cupitt second, building up that gap now with David Wellinger, and at the back there we have William O'Keefe, who has stepped in to guest for the side tonight. So there's the Warriors there, taking the 5-1 in heat number 2. Score is 10-2 to the Warriors. The two new recruits there reserved for the Warriors, Nathan Stoneman and Layne Cupitt. Very good first corner there from Layne to allow Nathan to speed off into the lead. Fantastic. Moving into heat number 3 now, we have rider replacement rifle smart Chris Widman on the outside there as the tapes are about to go up, and it does look like Chris Widman has got the drop on the tapes. Kelsey's left right at the back. However, we do see Ryan Blacklock has commanded the lead and kept Chris at bay there. Ryan Blacklock at the front. We have Chris Widman, Kelsey Dugard at the back. This is interesting. Widman going up high. He is looking for that overtaking move, but Blacklock is playing his part here, and he is looking pretty solid there on the outside of turn 2 as he goes down the back straight, followed by Chris Widman and Ryan Burton as well also. Oh, we've got a retirement there. We've got a retirement from Blacklock while leading. That's bad luck for the Hitmen, and Chris goes on to take the flag, and that turned out to be a 4-2 for the Warriors. So the score now stands at 14-4 to the Warriors against the Hitmen. Chris Widman there with his win in heat number 3. Kelsey Dugard didn't get away from the tapes at the beginning of that one, so he's having a practice start down the back straight just to check that the clutch is all okay and ready for his next heat. As we move on to heat number 4, which sees the battle of James Cockle and Ellis Perks on the outside gates there. Off they go. It's pretty close, but I do believe, yes, Ellis Perks just about holds out James Cockle, who switches back up the inside, but hasn't got the drive, while Layne Cupitt has just about got round the outside of David Wellinger, and Ellis Perks is well out front now in the white, followed by James Cockle. Pretty steady 1-2 here. Just saw one rider there in the screen as we go down the back straight. Hands are up, red lights are on. We do have a faller from Layne Cupitt that we missed on the screen. So Layne is unfortunately excluded, but he is up well. All is okay. Bike's good, he's good, and he'll be making his way back to the pits and be out later. So the rerun of heat number 4, James Cockle on his own, Ellis Perks inside of him, and once again Ellis Perks makes the jump, and Ellis Perks is around 1 and 2. This time Cockle goes on the outside, and as we go down the back straight, Ellis is away. James Cockle doing his best, but it was a solid 4-2 for the Hitman, which brings the scores back to 16 points to the Warriors and 8 to the Buxton Hitmen. There we are, celebrating with a wheelie, nearly, yes, a little wheelie there down the back straight. As we head into heat number 5 then, James Cockle on the bounce for a rider replacement ride. All eyes on the tapes. Tapes go up a little bit unevenly there, but Lee Dicken gets a jump on the outside. Red flags are out, we called it correctly. They're going to bring that one back. Referee tonight, Chris Durno. seeing that the tapes went up unevenly and pulled them back. So Lee Dicken getting a flyer of a start there on the outside. Let's see if he can make that work the second time out. Heat number 5 rerun. All eyes on the tapes. Tapes go up. Lee gets a great start again on the outside, but Cockle this time is with him on the inside. Cockle holds the line on the inside, and he does make it secure, and he sticks it there, and he's at the front going round number 3 and 4. So Lee Dicken there packs in second place. We've got Kelsey Dugard bringing up the third position. 4-2 as it stands at the moment for the Warriors against the Hitmen. Although, as we see as the lap goes on, pretty solid place in there for second place Lee Dicken. However, Dugard did manage to overhaul him in the remaining couple of laps of that heat. So we have the heat scores stand at 21-9 to the Warriors. Heat number 6 then sees the Warriors number 1 Mark Baseby heading out against Ellis Perks. On the inside, Ellis Perks there, but Chris Widman makes a fly. David Wallinger out of number 3. However, Mark comes straight through along with Ellis Perks, and the chase is on. Mark is in the lead. Ellis Perks in second. We've got David Wallinger third. And Ellis is making that move on the inside, but Mark knows that the outside line of number 4 here at the Andrew Uni Stadium is the way to go, and he proves it by putting a lot of distance in between him and Ellis Perks himself. Is Chris Widman still at the back, or has he managed to get through? Chris is looking to get through on the outside of David Wallinger, and we will confirm that move in just a second. Here we go. There he goes, right round the outside, just as he done in heat number 1 also. So 4-2 to the Warriors then in heat number 6. Sees the total score 25 to the Warriors, 11 to the Buxton Hitmen. So the Warriors are 14 points up then, as it stands after 6 heats here in this National League encounter. Going to be difficult for the Hitmen to bring this back now, I feel. So we head on to heat number 7, James Cockle, Nathan Stoneman against Ryan Burton and Ryan Blacklock. Let's see how the guys get on here. Concentration at the tapes. Tapes up a little bit more evenly, bucking like a bronco. Nathan Stoneman around the outside. It's the Warriors 1-2 as they come out of bend number 2 on lap 1. Down the straight, completely untroubled now by the Buxton Hitmen, as the Warriors are commanding first and second, and a 5-1 going into the lap 2 of this encounter. James Cockle nice and smooth. When he's out front, he is fast, and he's pulling away from the rest of the crowd. But Nathan Stoneman's pretty solid there. Is being chased down a little bit by Ryan Blacklock, but Ryan's still a little bit way back. So got to put the pressure on and get a bit closer to him. Try and force a mistake, but at the moment they're pretty spread out evenly, so it pretty much looks like this is a 5-1 on the cards for the Warriors as they go around those 3 and 4, heading down the start and finish straight. One more lap then, nice and smooth, not pressured at all. We have missed one. Oh, Nathan Stoneman looks like he has fallen. So Nathan Stoneman's fallen on the last lap, which brings the total to 28-14. There we are. Nathan is up. He's okay. He just made probably a little mistake there. But man and machine are both good and ready to take their place in the next heats as they go. Shame for Nathan that. 2 and a bonus. That is money lost for these riders. Remember, every point they score is money in their bank. He's hobbling off a little bit there, but it's great to see him up. Heading on to heat number 8 then, very quick. Chris Widman, Layne Cupitt against Ryan Blacklock, rider replacement, and David Wallinger. So out from the tapes, it is Wallinger again who is out front. He's certainly gating well down here this evening. The reserve, the Hitman reserve there. So Chris Widman going out on the high line. He's made it work twice already this evening in both of his heats. However, David Wallinger really is making a fist of this one. He's way out in front. Chris being pressed a little bit actually here, but by the Hitman number 4. I do believe we've had a faller there as well. He fell, he remounted Wallinger. So that was a 4-2 to the Warriors. 32 place 16 with the win there from Chris Widman. So heat number 9 sees Mark Baseby come out as rider replacement, and he's got Ellis Perks on the inside of him. Ellis Perks makes a superb gate there off of gate 2. Ellis, of course, signing for the Warriors at the beginning of the season, but didn't get to turn a wheel in the team as forced injuries meant a reshuffle of the Warriors team, so he headed off to Eastbourne. He's having a great season down there with the Eagles. So he's leading way out in front. Mark Baseby, the Warriors number 1, in second place, going out wide, trying to find some extra grip there to come around the outside to catch Ellis, but Ellis is pretty much gone now. And packing in for third place, Kelsey Dugard there, another solid third place. So heading into heat number 10, of course, the scores are 35-19. Mark Baseby's out again against Burton and Blacklock. Of course, Chris Widman as well there with him. Chris on the inside, Mark makes a start. Chris is battling hard on the inside with Ryan Blacklock again. Ryan seems to have got the best of Chris Widman as they make their way down the outside. Chris struggling a little bit, but he is in third place. Mark is way out in front. I don't think he's going to be troubled in this one at all. But can Chris make any more roads to try and take that second place? We will find out. So as they go down the back straight there, we have Mark Baseby followed by Ryan Burton. And there we go. That's pretty much as it stayed. Heat number 10 then 39-21 to the Warriors. Heat number 11 coming up for you. Then we have James Cockle and Nathan Stoneman against Lee Dicken and Keen Dicken. He's their number 8 this evening, so this should be interesting as the Warriors take the lead away from the tapes. But those red flags are out again. We are seeing that someone has jumped the start, so we're going to go for a rerun of heat number 11 once again. Here we go. So Cockle there off of 2, and Stoneman flies away from the outside. Lee Dicken's giving chase on the inside, but there we go. Cockle is shielding Nathan as he goes around the outside. Cockle staying to the inside, and the Warriors are off. Lee is giving chase there in third position. He needs to get out wide on that fourth turn if he's going to pick up any traction to try and keep up with the boys. He's still there, but you've got to feel that the boys are going to team ride now, and they're going to keep him out of it on this one. So Nathan Stoneham out in front. Lee Dicken make a mistake there around turn 2. So Nathan Stoneham in front. We have James Cockle in second and Lee Dicken in third, and that is how it stayed. A 5-1 to the Warriors. 44 plays 22. As we head into heat number 12, it's concentration at the tapes go up, and David Wellinger from the inside once again. A fantastic gate from this young reserve of the Hitman as he goes round bend 2. Is he still commanding the lead? Yes, he is. Dugard there on the inside, Layne Cupitt on the outside there giving chase. Layne's in a good position here to try and pick up some drive as he comes down the outside. At the moment it remains a 3-all, but Layne is trying all the lines to try and get round David Wellinger, who is a surprise packet in this one. He is out front and he's commanding the lead in this one. Kelsey Dugard there in third place, choosing to ride the inside line. Layne is giving chase. Never gives up, of course. There we go. That is how that one finished. So that was the result of heat number 12. It was a 3-all, bringing the totals down to 47 to the Warriors, 25 to the Hitmen. The Warriors then taking this National League encounters here at the Andrew Uni Stadium. As we look down at the Hitmen's Ryan Burton, who suffered some mechanical gremlins in that heat. We're in the interval at the moment. This is the new venture via the promotion down here. We're having a mini Warriors race each week in the interval, where we get the kids to come down to the stadium with their bikes to get to do a lap of the track. We see Barry Bishop, co-promoter, along with young Callum as he pushes his scooter around the track. It's a fair old track to go around. Heading into heat number 13 then, battle of the big guns. Can Mark Baseby and James Cockle do anything against Lee Dicken and Ellis Perks? It is pretty tight. Here we go, tapes are up. And it is Ellis Perks on the outside, makes a brilliant gate there. And it's brought back. Not really sure why that is, but the rerun brought back again. James Cockle with a better start this time. It is James Cockle trying to get underneath Ellis Perks, but no, Ellis Perks takes the lead. James Cockle in second. And as we see Lee Dicken in third place there, Mark Baseby at the back, that's a surprise. Baseby's going to go wide. Is he going to go around Lee Dicken? Yes, he is. So we're currently on a 3-all in heat 13 here. Ellis Perks way out in front and packed in for James Cockle in second, who is now undertaken, if you like, by Mark Baseby. So there we go, a 3-all in heat 13, which results in the score being 50 to the Warriors, 28 to Buxton Hitmen. Heading into the penultimate heat then, heat number 14, it sees Kelsey Dugard and Nathan Stoneham for the Warriors take on Ryan Blacklock and the fast starting David Wellinger for the Hitmen. Nathan Stoneham takes the lead and he heads into 1 and 2. Nicely negotiated there, blocking out the Hitmen pairing, who are packing in for the places of second and third at the moment. Kelsey Dugard at the back, little bit of a surprise. Kelsey not having the best of nights tonight, as we see Nathan Stoneham there finishing off the first lap, and he's followed by Ryan Blacklock as they go down the back straight. But what we did miss there was a pass on the outside by Kelsey Dugard, taking David Wellinger. So a 4-2 to the Warriors, which gives the scores 54-30 heading into the last heat. As we see there, celebrating in style. 3 wins tonight and a full for Nathan Stoneham. He's going to be going away very, very happy with his night's work, I'm sure. So heading into heat 15, it is Mark Baseby, James Cockle taking on Ryan Blacklock and the very fast Ellis Perks as the tapes go up. Oh, Mark Baseby's made it on the outside. We've got James Cockle packed in on the inside there. The Warriors are away for a 5-1, but you can't rest on those laurels with Ellis Perks. And Ellis has pulled up. Ellis has pulled up and retired from the race, which means that the Warriors go on for a 5-1 to take the victory, which gives the overall score of the evening 59 to the Warriors, 31 to the Buxton Hitmen. Thank you very much for joining us on this bonus edition at the end of this DVD. See you soon down here at the Andrew Uni Stadium on the Isle of Wight with the Warriors.